Why we came first was the commitment of the leadership. The CC and the top management were committed to anti-corruption issues.
We are not sustaining it, we are improving on it. We were number 9. We want to be number 1.
Hello and welcome to Transparency Files. I am your host, Murna Barnabas Atiai. Ethics and integrity remain the cornerstone of effective governance and sustainable national development. Without them, public institutions lose their moral compass, citizens lose confidence in leadership, and national progress becomes uncertain. It is imperative to fight against corruption and related vices through ethical and compliance mechanisms, not solely enforcement. Section 6B to D of the Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Act 2000 provides for preventive approaches in the fight against corruption. Against this backdrop, the Commission developed the Ethics and Integrity Compliance Scorecard in 2019 as an annual evaluation tool for ministries, departments, and agencies to ensure their compliance with ethical and integrity requirements. Today, we shall look into the results of the 2025 Ethics and Integrity Compliance Scorecard, deployed and assessed by the Commission on 357 MDAs. We will also highlight the Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit Effectiveness Index, now a key indicator, and hear from some of the top-performing agencies. Stay with us and enjoy the program. If you're just tuning in, this is Transparency Files. Globally, anti-corruption mechanisms and frameworks emphasize preventive measures to check corruption aside from enforcement approaches. Arising from this, the ICPC conceived and deploys annually the Ethics and Integrity Compliance Scorecard as a diagnostic and accountability tool to strengthen transparency, ethical conduct, and institutional resilience within Nigeria's public sector. Mr. Olusegun Adigun, FSI, Director of the Systems Study and Review Department of the ICPC, explains further what the scorecard is all about, the processes and procedures measured, the introduction of the AEI as a key indicator, and what MDAs can do to improve their ratings.
Well, for the EICS, how it is deployed. For last year, it was deployed in 360 MDAs. But before I go into it, it is evidence-based because we look at the documents of the selected ministry department and agencies. And it is based on key performance indicators, 4 of them, 4 key performance indicators: management culture and structure, financial management system, administrative system, and the last is the anti-corruption and transparency unit. In the past, as at 2024, it used to be based on 3 key performance indicators. But last year, ATU, that's the anti-corruption and transparency unit, was added as an indicator, making 4 indicators. And what we have realized is that there has been a great improvement on the financial management system because federal government has tried to automate most of the financial system. But the major challenge is in the administrative system because we realize that most MDAs, when you look at the issue of recruitment, they still run foul of the federal character principle, which mandates every MDAs to have for all states to have equal representation. That is 2.75% and 1% for FCT. But most of the MDAs where we carry out the assessment, they run foul of that federal character principle. And most of them does not even submit the annual report to the office of the Auditor General as well as the Accountant General. So these are some of the highlights of, or some of the findings that we're able to establish. There are 6 compliance rating, 6 categories of compliance rating. We have the full compliance, substantial compliance, partial compliance, poor compliance, non-compliance, and non-responsive. In 2024, the Commission realized that some MDAs fall within the substantial compliance and the ATUs were dormant. They were ineffective. And the chairman now directed for a review of the tools, that is the EICS, that's Ethics and Direct Compliance Scorecard tool, as well as the ATU Effectiveness Index tool. And the tool is to provide a qualitative and quantitative assessment of ministry, departments, and agencies, is to pinpoint the weakness in the structure, processes, and functions of ATUs. For 2025, as I said earlier, 48 MDAs demonstrated substantial compliance. Prior to 2025, we had close to 100. And because of the review of that template, most MDAs, because the ATUs were not effective, so it affected the result of 2025. My advice is that MDAs should follow due process. They should follow due process, and the CEO should support ATU. And for ATU, and I want to equally appeal to ATU, they should be up and doing. I've said they should meet on monthly basis, carry out all the functions as enshrined in the standing order. By the time they do this, I mean, they will achieve a big success when the assessment is done by the Commission.
This is Transparency Files. While no MDA attained a full compliance score, remarkably, the Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, participating in the exercise for the first time, outstandingly clinched the first position with a score of 91.83% out of the 357 MDAs nationwide. Our crew spoke with the chairman of the Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit of the Commission, and he let us into how they were able to achieve this feat. Take a listen.
Why we came first was the commitment of the leadership. The CC and the top management were committed to anti-corruption issues. As a result of that, there was adequate funding. And that funding led us to training on anti-corruption issues. We also organized sensitization of staff, both in field offices, headquarters, and all that. We do sensitization and all those kind of things. Then, the management also made sure that they funded even integrity awards. Staff who had performed very well based on, their compliance to lay down rules, the ethics of the organization, and all those things were awarded integrity awards. So that also spurred, a lot of other people to aspire for such things in the future. Then we did a system study and review. The ICPC came with their team, and they organized, they will pick a particular department and will audit our system. to look at how are we doing our regulatory processes. We will take them through our process, our approval, our operations and all that, and we'll look at it and they will suggest ways for improvement so that we will curb issues that will lead to corruption and all that. The experience is going to be is memorable because first of all I was impressed by the conduct of the ICPC staff under the able leadership of Dr. Musa Damu Aliyu SAN, who is the chairman of ICPC. I think the staff, they were very professional, they were very cordial and had in-depth knowledge of those anti-corruption deployment matrices, which even with the index officer that have been guiding us through, they were able to take us through those issues. Like the saying goes, they say to whom much is given, much is expected. We, as a commission, were elated that we were ranked number 1 of all the MDAs in Nigeria. The management is pleased with it. And when that was not done, management supported. Then when it's done, you can imagine the support that management will give, because management want us to sustain that tempo, want us to sustain that success, and the leadership is committed to that.
Welcome back. I hope you're able to pick 1 or 2 lessons from the NUPRC strategies. The 2025 deployment of the scorecard clearly revealed that some agencies are stepping up their game in terms of implementing ethics and integrity standards in their agencies. The Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, took a slight dip from first position in the previous deployment to second in 2025 with 90.70%. The Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, AMCON, jumped from 6th to 3rd position in 2025 with a score of 89.93%. Our Transparency Files crew spoke with the chairman, Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit, Act 2 of the Asset Management Corporation on what they did to progress from being 6th in 2023 to 3rd position in the 2025 deployment.
We came 6th the first time because there were a lot of what we didn't really understand how it should be presented, but despite that we came 6th. It only shows you that internally we have robust processes and policies that guide operations. Now, with the better understanding, thanks to Lydia, our liaison in ICPC, and continued support from management and the board, we've improved to 3rd. And yeah, we are going to remain there within the top 3. We don't intend to go back. Our processes are being reviewed constantly, and the scorecard is there, so the 2 documents are helping us keep in check what should be avoided and raising flags when necessary. So what we do, we promote, let me use the word prevention, rather than trying to cure issues after they have happened. So basically that is it. We have a good management support. I've already told you that we don't intend to go out of the top 3. It's the issue of improving now we are looking at. With the release of the result the last time, we have the assurances of the MD and his management team that yes, in fact, we will get more support. And so I'm sure with the more support and deepening our relationship with our tax officers, don't be surprised in the next 2 years now we'll be first.
Again, following closely to AMCON is the Bank of Industry, scoring 87% to secure the 4th position, dropping 1 spot from the previous deployment. The BOI is followed by the Ministry of Environment and Ecological Management, which slide from 2nd to 5th position with a score of 85.36%. We spoke to the acting chairman of the Ministry of Environment, who tells us how management support of the ACTU has helped the ministry maintain top spots in the last 3 years.
Coming in, if you noticed, this is an office provided and serviced by the management. That's the first encouragement that we had from the management. They provided the environment. So we have various offices, but we have this office dedicated for actual activities. The budgetary provision for Federal Ministry of Environment, there is a line. We have a budget line for actual activities. So those are supports we did from the management that made us to keep and stay to where we are and to perform. We have 5 technical departments, and we have members of ACTU drawn from these departments. And all of us from those technical departments, our offices are not here at the headquarters. We are scattered. So personal sacrifice that we've made is we hold monthly meetings, and those monthly meetings we hold it here. So, and one other aspect that I forgot to mention that is also key to some of those successes we had, even as ACTU, as our members, we have a desk officer with you, ICPC, that's Barrister Mrs. Bolarimwa Alice. She takes us through most of those services, and she attends all our monthly meetings. We send information to her, send notices. We have monthly meeting without transport. She comes to attend, and if we seek support, how do we do this? Like we want to do a system study, we put up some of the questions, can you guide us on this? We'll say yes, this is good, this is good. And that also gives us that guidance. So what I intend doing is for us to identify key areas there in each of those offices, that the officer there doesn't have to move around, that will now use finances as a challenge, that no, I need money to go and do this, I need this transport and things like that. So there are a lot that we can do in-house.
Welcome back. You're still watching Transparency Files, and our focus is on the ranking of MDAs in the deployment of the Ethics, Integrity and Compliance Scorecard in 2025. The 6th, 7th and 8th agencies are National Automotive Design and Development Council with 84.05% to emerge 6th. The Federal Judicial Service Commission 84% to emerge 7th. Court of Appeal scored 83.83% to get the 8th position. Others are the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment 83% with a 9th position, and the Nigerian Meteorological Agency NIMET 82.65% emerged the overall 10th position. The Director General of the NADCC, the Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, and the Director General and CEO of NIMET in separate interviews spoke to us on their rankings and how they intend to improve their rank in subsequent deployments. Take a listen.
When you talk of something in this nature, something like AXU, it means you have to start from the top. And what they needed first is the support of the CEO. And I promised them and assured them they will get the support 100%. If I have to say, I will say the team saddled with these responsibilities will be given the kudo for making us achieve this. I only assure them of our support and of our leadership. We have started the process. We will continue to improve on that process. We continue with the ASU member. They are doing a good job. We continue to put them on their toe also. So that they will know that whatever they have done now needs to be improved from. And that's what we are going to use. Keep on improving every day.
It's heartwarming that we came 9th out of 357 MDA and actually second out of over 40 core ministries in the country. And we achieved this not by accident, not by magic, but through concerted effort and our strict adherence to extant rules and regulations, and and making sure that whatever we do is in tune with global best practices. The anti-corruption unit of the ministry has been at the forefront in making sure that we strictly adhere to extant rules and regulations in whatever we do, in our procurement process, in the way we deal with government files, in the way we deal with the public. As you are aware, we are one ministry that is involved with all the 8 agendas of the present administration, particularly Agenda 7, which is diversification of non-oil export. So we make sure that whatever we do is in line with external rules and regulations, and the anti-corruption unit has been at the forefront of it. We are not sustaining it, we are improving on it. We were number 9, we want to be number 1. In the core ministries, we were number 2, with one ministry ahead of us, and I see no reason why by the end of the year we should have any ministry ahead of us.
Well, we are excited about it. Having said that, given the high stakes of weather data for safety and early warnings, ethical weather forecasting requires integrity to enable actionable information. Therefore, ICPC deployment of ethics and integrity scorecard supports our standard practices. So it provided us the opportunity to objectively assess our internal processes and procedures and be able to compare it with the legal frameworks, rather the regulatory frameworks. And by so doing, we were able to reveal our strengths and weaknesses. Unequivocally, we are going to advance our position. Now, the way we will do that is to empower ACTU. Secondly, to implement all the recommended practices for further improvements. We have to continue to work on that, and I'm sure, very, very sure, with the capacity we have and what we plan to do with ACTU, I think we are going to advance.
No doubt, the ultimate goal of ICPC's deployment of the scorecard is to have MDAs understand the quality of their performance and take account of their level of compliance with operational service delivery and accountability standards as required by the mandates of their respective institutions. ICPC hopes that management and staff of MDAs that score low in the 2025 deployment exercise will make efforts to put in place the right systems and procedures to minimize corruption and boost productivity and professionalism in their organizations in the long run. Follow ICPC on www.icpc.gov.ng or at ICPC Nigeria on all social media platforms. That's our package for today. See you again next week. It's bye for now. My name is Muruna Barnabas Atiai.